All right, so a little while ago, like you were saying that you felt like super content here and like more content than I have maybe ever seen you on like travel, like work travel. What's that about? Like, what's up?
If I knew, I would bottle it and I would do it over and over again. It's a combination of working really hard. Like we've spent a bunch of days working hard in an intentional way, but then having enough time to also relax and play hard too. It's not doing both at the same time, but being intentional about doing one or doing the other. It sure is fun to spend quality time with coworkers that you adore.
Yeah. To your point, everybody we work with inspires me in one way or another. Like it's either like how they're living their life or the stuff they've done in the past. They're some of my favorite people in the world and some of the smartest, like most interesting people in the world.
This week, and these people that inspire us live life very intentionally.
Yeah.
And there's something about living an intentional life.
Yeah. It's true.
Regardless of what...
like life is not happening to them.
No.
You know, it's like, they're very clear on what they're doing and why they're doing it and when they're doing it and what they're not doing in order to let that happen. All the shit they're saying no to in order to live that intentional life.
What are some of the ways that you live life intentionally? What do you do? Give me a specific example.
I think there's a couple of things in all of my workout life, like my athletic life, like climbing and riding bicycles and all that. Like I am horrible at devoting time to recovering. I just want to keep going and going and going, and that's not sustainable and it's not healthy and it doesn't actually lead to more gains, right? But in my like more personal life, I feel like I am better about like pulling back, like working really hard, but then also recovering really hard. Even when it's like hard, like it feels like the wrong thing to do, and like when vacations are scheduled and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be like this is a bad time. Like we have so much work going on, like it's a bad time for me to take off for 2 weeks. And I can sense the the tension from other people that we work with, right? They're like, you're leaving for a month and they're nervous. I know that I will only be better if I'm not here, like I will only come back better. So travel, recovery, making sure that once or twice a week I'm taking off and I'm out of the studio and like spending time with my dog and, my wife.
You have to know what values you're holding most closely. Otherwise, it's easy to lose touch with that balance.
Yeah.
So I think for you, I know you really well, and one of your values is that balance. Balance, like physical balance and balance with like your home life and all of that. And so knowing that that's a value and then designing your life around that value.
Yeah.
That is designing life intentionally to me.
And it also speaks to like maintaining that personal creative practice even while we're busy.
It isn't natural for me to create the space in my life to do that. It's natural for me to kind of get on this runaway train of work and life and get into the routine. It takes a lot of work for me to create those moments.
Yeah. I'd say maybe even more so, like especially with children, right? Like you have 3 kids at home and a husband, right? And then like a very full life that comes with that, like play dates and violin lessons and like all the stuff that you guys do. You have very rich, full family lives.
As a parent too, you want to transfer that to your kids. So I always have this question in the back of my mind: what are these little things that I can do with my children to have them live an inspired, creative life, so that we don't get into the rat race and go to bed every night wishing for more or wishing for different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. I cannot remember the last time that I didn't want my own life.
What a incredible place to be.
And I want it more all the time.
Me too. I couldn't agree more.